Life is a momentum. Once you move in one direction, it will be very hard to change to a different direction. It's like a car. Once you move fast in one direction, in order to change to another direction, you have to slow down, find an exit. It's possible, but not easy. The easier option here is to continue to move in the same direction. Once you settle, you tend to settle for other areas as well. Once you settle in one area, it's very hard to actually get back up. It's very hard to actually change yourself and tell yourself not to settle again. It's possible, but for the average people, it's not likely to happen. Once you give up, you lose passion and motivation to do anything. And you will tend to settle in other areas as well. Once you tolerate for many bullshit crap and then justify it's not so bad, it's still better than many people out there, it's very hard to change a direction. You'll continue to tolerate for more bullshit crap in your life. Like I said, life is a momentum. Once you only accept mediocrity, you tend to justify yourself to accept another mediocrity. Because you tell yourself that, hey, it's not so bad, right? I can still handle it. I can still live with it. It's not bad at all. But if life is a momentum, you have to realize that once you settle, once you are in the wrong path, it's very difficult to change it. That doesn't mean it is impossible. But for the average people, they probably will never change a direction. The pain of the unknown will be far greater than the pain of suffering mediocrity. And they would rather stay average than to step outside of their comfort zone and go into the unknown. It is just a normal behavior of most people. How many times do you hear people say they have great ideas but never really get started? It feels good to quote unquote talk or think about ideas, but to actually do it is another story. That's why they postpone it to sometime in the future that may never arrive. Why? Remember, life is a momentum. When you don't take action to move in that great idea direction, it's very hard to actually do it later. Life is really good at distracting you with not so important tasks. And keep this in mind, your passion, energy, and enthusiasm will most likely fade as you grow older. We like to think that we will have the same passion, energy, and ambition as we grow older, but I don't think so. The things that you want to do in your 20s, the thing that you want to pursue in your 20s, may not be the same as the things you want to do in your 40s. You like to say to yourself that you have time, but life passes by very quickly, like in the blink of an eye. It may seem long, but it's not really. Be careful about what you tolerate in your 20s and 30s, and put off your passion and dreams to someday in the future. You may think that you'll have time to do it later. It's not really about time. It's about momentum. That's why when people settle early and stay settling for a long time, it's very difficult for them to change a different direction later. They kinda want to improve their lives, but the effort and the pain to change are just too much that they would rather settle and give up. They tell themselves today that, hey, I will have time next month. I will have time later. And they use the word later just as a way to feel comfortable, as a way to feel good about themselves now. And that it's okay to continue to go in the wrong path now because they think that they will have an opportunity to change later. Yes, they may, or they may not. And the art is not in their favor later. Most likely they will continue to stay on the same path. Like I said, life is a momentum. People tend to stay in the same direction than to change to a different direction. The sooner you realize you're on the wrong road, change direction immediately. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to change it later. If you work at a job you hate, find a way to change to a different job. Don't continue to stay there for too long. Don't tell yourself that you have time. No, you don't. Don't tell yourself that it's not too bad. No, it's actually really bad. Stop fucking tolerate for bullshit crap into your life. Stop smoking and tell yourself that, oh, you are so young and your health is okay. No, later you will suffer so bad. It's cost you health. It's not only cost you physical, but also mentally and spiritually, and even financially. So stop smoking and drinking. Don't think to yourself that you will be healthy for a long time. Not really. I used to play a lot of soccer in my early 20s, and I didn't get any injury at that time. But recently, when I played just a little bit of soccer, and I only felt a pain in my body. As you grow older, your health will most likely change as well. Not for the better, but it will get worse. And the only way to overcome that is to make sure you pay attention to your health and do more healthy stuff instead of keep doing the wrong stuff and telling yourself that it's okay to do so because you still have time and you still too young. Stop using that as an excuse to keep doing the wrong things. If you're in a relationship with someone that you don't really truly love, get out now. Exit as soon as possible. The longer you stay in that relationship, the harder it is for you to get out later. Trust me. Like I said, life is a momentum. Once you continue to go in the wrong direction, and if you don't change it ASAP, it will be very hard to change it later. Stop eating junk food and neglecting your health. You know that you need to take care of your health and exercise more. Then you need to do it. Don't look at your neighbor, don't look at your friends and tell yourself that it's okay because they also do it as well. No, you have to take full responsibility for your life. From this moment, not sometime in the future. Stop watching useless stuff and playing video games instead of reading and learning good stuff. Don't tell yourself that, oh, you will stop watching TV tomorrow, because most likely tomorrow you would do the same thing and tell yourself the next day and the next day and the next day. Start today. You don't have much time. Your time will run out very quickly. To wrap up, your time is finite, and so are your passion and energy. What you may want to do now may not be the same thing that you want to do in the future. Your passion now may not be the same your passion 10 years from now. So make sure that you find a time to do it. If you have passion, ambition, and dreams, find a way to do it. Even only 15 minutes a day. Always remember that life is a momentum. Once you do something, you're more likely to keep doing it for a long time. So why not do something you love and something that makes you happy? I know it seems very common sense to do what makes you happy, but for some reason, we sometimes don't pay enough attention to this common sense stuff. We subconsciously tell ourselves that we'll have time later. But oftentimes, that later will never arrive. When that someday arrives, we are often busy with a different stuff. Like I said, life is so good at distracting us from what's really important. So make sure you be conscious and pay attention to your passion and your dreams. Start today. Don't wait until someday in the future. You don't have to do anything big. You don't have to hit a home run every time. You just need to get started and be consistent. Don't give up after 1 week. Don't give up after 1 month. Don't give up after 1 year. Keep doing it. Life is a momentum. Once you do something, you're more likely to continue to do it. And little do you know that you will arrive at your destination sooner than you expect. I hope that you also stop tolerating any bullshit in your life. Your mediocre job, your mediocre relationship, your mediocre health. Stop tolerating any mediocrity and start living with your passion. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you haven't done so, please take a moment of your time to leave a great review. That will help this channel a lot. And until next time, thank you for being my loyal listeners.